Hi everyone and welcome back. Welcome to today's video, which is an unboxing of this vintage Matchbox kit, a 1/72 Chinook HC Mk.1, and I do know that the kit isn't complete with regards to no full decal sheet and no instructions. However, all the parts are there. So, all being well, let's dive straight in. So, Matchbox. For many of us who have been modelling since our childhood in the 80s and onwards, Matchbox was a kit manufacturer that unfortunately went the way of the wind. A lot of their kits got purchased by Revell, certainly things like the Flower Class Corvette, and certainly their mini vehicles series, where with for example, the Churchill Bridge Layer and the Sherman Firefly that they did in 1/76, they all went over to Revell. I have to admit, I don't know if the Matchbox aircraft went over as well. It would be nice if Revell did something along the lines that Airfix have done with regards to releasing old Matchbox kits as, say, a vintage classic range. That would be nice. There are some kits from the Matchbox range that I would like to try and get hold of again, but for now, this one is one I wanted to get hold of after completing my Harrier build and paint the other day. So it's a standard Matchbox kit. It had the 3-colour logo on it. This was a red box, orange box kit, I think. So as you can see, it's got a RAF Chinook on the front. This one is a peacekeeping version, which I'll show you the info on that later on. And the other RAF version in here that I'm actually interested in is Bravo November. Now, for those of you that don't know, Bravo November was the helicopter designation for the Chinook that made it off of I think it was the Atlantic conveyor, or yeah, I think it was the Atlantic conveyor in the Falklands War before it was blown up and sunk. It was the only one of 4, I think it was, Chinooks that was sent down south that had been made and had literally lifted off from the deck, and the others were destroyed along with the ship. And this flew all through the Falklands campaign. Bravo November flew all through the Falklands campaign with minimal servicing ability. I think most of the spares, etc., were sunk on the ship, and excuse me, and from there it went on to perform brilliantly. It was such a Trojan workhorse, and it just kept going and going and going. So I want to do Bravo November to complement my Falklands Harrier that I did. Excuse me. Which is why I've bought this kit. Now, looking at the sides, you've got some blurb, address, etc. On there. The degree of skill required to make it is also on the side. On the ends, you've just got what the kit is and a picture of the aircraft, and then on this side you've got a picture of the 3-colour kit made up. Now, Matchbox did these 3-colour kits, and I assume it was so that youngsters could have a multicoloured kit closely resembling, I suppose, the real aircraft-ish, with a bit of license, without having to go through the full painting. And on the back we have the colour schemes for the 3 aircraft. So you've got Chinook of number 7 Squadron RAF Odium, which wasn't actually a million miles away from me when I grew up, for Task Force Lebanon in 1984. You've then got a US Army CH-47D Chinook of the 159th Aviation Battalion, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, USA. And then we have the one which I'm after, which is Bravo November, from the Falkland Isles in 1982, number 18 Squadron. So that's that. Let's have a look at the kit. Like I say, it's not complete, but well, the kit's complete. I just don't have any destructions or a decal sheet. So let's get this out. So that's what's left of the decals. I've got a couple of roundels and the flags and the Echo Tango call sign recognition for that particular aircraft. So we have a clear sprue, and we have a green, a black and a grey sprue. Let's start with the clear. I'm going to lower you down. A little bit, there you go. So clear sprue. This is, it's a little bit cloudy actually. I wonder if that'll come up with, actually that just needs a clean. Yeah, so it's a one-piece front end. It feels like the cockpit canopy glass, the raised panels will allow me to put in the some masking quite easily for spray painting. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see that, right on this line here I've got 2 ejection pin marks right in the middle of the canopy. Now I think this part is covered. It takes a panel from the kit, so that part will be covered, but I'm then going to just have these little 2 little half semicircle areas, unfortunately. And then we've got the windows for the sides of the cabin on there. So taking a look at the grey, we are looking at raised panel lines, it feels like. So it's a mixture of raised and recessed. So these are recessed here, recessed around the doorway. So yeah, that's going to be another pencil lining for the panel lining, I think. Looking at this, yeah, I mean the Chinook's quite a nice aircraft. And where I grew up, we would see plenty, especially during the summer, quite often. I mean, I grew up in an area surrounded by training area, and one of the areas Chinooks would regularly practice coming in, landing on the football pitch that was there, and taking off again. So yeah, just got to saw them quite a lot. And I can remember doing a company battle simulation assessment when I was in the reserves, where we had the use of Chinooks for the day, and I was surprised at how agile these things actually are. For the bulk of them, excuse me, for the bulk of them, they are supremely agile. We've got some detail on the inside, and I will try and get the inside painted. So yeah, we've got the rear ramp parts here. That's the cover for the nose on the cockpit glass. That's quite nice. So next, the black. So on the black we've got the rotor blades. We've also got the underneath of the aircraft, and yeah, so we've got the one of the cargo haulage areas there. This is normally where one of the cargo hooks is located. We've got parts for the cockpit interior. We've got the rotor hubs, the rotor blades. We've got the joystick and cyclic controls. These look like the pedals for in the cockpit, and we've got, excuse me, we've got the cockpit control panel and the pilot seats. Now, it doesn't come with pilots, but I have purchased some aftermarket parts which I will show you. And then on the green we've got the interior tub for the aircraft. Now, it's a shame that this doesn't come with the seats. Not that it matters, because having read an account of Bravo November, I do know that at one stage when they were transporting paras, they decided to load the paras into the aircraft standing up, and to do so they put the seats in the upright position, so I'm not too worried about that. We have parts of the engine cowlings, we have parts of the undercarriage, undercarriage legs and antenna mounts, etc., pitot tubes on the rest of it. So these are parts of the engine cowlings again, and here, yeah. So there is a breakage, unfortunately. I don't know if you can just see, there's a break there which I will have to glue, and there's a loose part there, so I need to make sure I don't lose that. Apologies for that, the video stopped for some reason, but that was really the end of the kit review. What I want to go through now is a 1/72 scale small kit that I picked up for the helicopter crew, and these are a resin helicopter. They're a search and rescue helicopter crew for the Sea King H60 and other items, but I feel that given a DPM paint scheme they would fit well with the Chinook. They are made by a company called PJ Productions, and I purchased these off eBay. I will put a link to them in the description. Now, this is the card on the front of the kit which shows the figures made and painted. So quite a dynamic couple of poses from the crew chiefs that would be in the back of the helicopters. And here we go. So these are the two pilots. Hope you can see those. They're actually nicely moulded. One of the pilots is actually holding a sheet clipboard with possibly a map or something on it. And then these are the air crew. Now, I'm not too sure if the Chinook had just one or two loadies in the back. I'm certainly going to be potentially moulding or adding the standing loadmaster into the Chinook, for the simple reason being is that quite often the Chinooks, the loadie would hang out one of the side doors to just give the height in intervals as it was approaching the ground for landing. So I think that he would be ideal to just be having his head out the window to be relaying that information. So those are the air crew that I'm going to be adding to the model. I have ordered some other decals, and that really brings this kit unboxing to a close. So only partial decals. They look quite yellow, so I probably won't use them anyway. Probably wouldn't have used them anyway. But then obviously we've got the green, the black and the grey. along with the clear and the figures that I'm going to use for the crew. So when I get around to building this, I will do a build video and I will do a paint video. So hopefully you'll join me for that. Okay, see you next time. Take care. Bye.